Hey everybody, I'm Meteorologist Leah Pezzetti, and I wanted to jump on here and take a closer look at everything we're expecting this weekend in the weather department, unpack it a little bit, and really take a close look at who is expecting what this weekend, because we do have the threat of low-level snow, really the first of the season. So as of right now, it's just after about 6 o'clock on Friday evening, and we're starting to see snow levels creep down a little bit, but at this point it's still mountain snow and it's still low-level rain. So let's take you to Queen Anne. This is what we're seeing Friday evening. We do see the camera shaking a little bit. Wind is starting to pick up. We'll talk about that in just a moment. We'll take you up north to Everett. Everett at this point is quiet, but it does look like Everett could be one of the first places to see some of those flurries fly as early as overnight tonight. So Friday night into Saturday morning. So let's take a look first at some of our snow level or snow accumulations we have already picked up. This is as of Friday afternoon, Friday evening. Mount Baker close to a foot of snow already at this point. Stevens Pass, depending on elevation, anywhere from 6 to 10 inches of snow. Snoqualmie up to about half a foot of snow, and Crystal Mountain has seen so far about 2 inches of snow. As we head into the next couple of days, here is a breakdown of our past travel starting tonight all the way through Monday. So for tonight, we're going to keep those snow levels at the highest elevation that they'll be really for the next week. Then overnight, we'll drop it down to about 1,000, 1,500 feet. So into the foothills, we could start to see some flurries tonight and into tomorrow morning. Then Saturday and into Sunday is when we really start to drop those snow levels down to about sea level. So it does look like Sunday is when we're going to see those lowest levels start to kick in. So for the lowlands, what does this mean? For Friday night, we are talking about the potential for rain, maybe some flurries starting to fly. Into tomorrow, it's kind of a wet snow mix of Saturday, and then into Sunday, at that point is when we'll see that low-level snow potential really kick in. Into Monday, we'll start drying out at that point, but we'll still have a few lingering flurries. But at that point, especially as we're starting that Monday morning commute, we're going to have a lot of moisture on the roadway, and we will still hold on to cold temperatures. So icy conditions will be a concern, especially because that is when we're going to see that Monday morning commute. All right, so let's take a big picture look at the next couple of days. Really, we're going to stay in first alert status through Monday morning because of those icy conditions continuing into Monday morning that I just mentioned. It's mountain snow, it's low-level flurries starting to creep down, and then those pockets of low-level snow accumulations. Yes, we are expecting accumulations in the lowlands by Sunday. We're keeping an eye on a couple different places, but really the north and southwest interior into the foothills first, really, along the coast and then through the Strait of Juan de Fuca as well. So let's start with a big picture look at the next 7 days. I think this really puts it into perspective. So we're going to stay into first alert status through Monday, but even as we extend beyond that, yes, we're going to see things dry out a little bit, but check out those temperatures. Tomorrow will be our final day where we're going to see widespread highs in the 40s. Beyond that, we're really going to cool things down. We have this cold front moving through that's going to leave behind a colder air mass, and we're going to see daytime highs in the 30s, and check out those overnight lows. Yeah, 20s are expected. We could even see some teens popping up as we head into early next week. So as of Friday evening, here is a look at the radar. This is a loop of the last 12 hours, and I think this is a great perspective because we can see that earlier in the day on Friday, that was that widespread rain that moved in Friday afternoon. Everybody felt that, but as of Friday evening, we really are drying out. So this is a loop of the last 3 hours, and you can see it start to taper off. The widespread rain is done. It leaves behind showers. We have a lot of watches, warnings, and advisories that are in place. This is a wind advisory that's going to be in place tonight. It is officially in place now starting at 6 p.m. and it will continue into our early morning hours. The National Weather Service has set that to expire by 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. At this point, gusts are looking like 40 to 50 miles per hour, so for our northern islands, but we could see some widespread breezy conditions for basically everybody in Puget Sound. We're going to go through our snow watches, warnings, and advisories kind of chronologically. So right now we have this winter storm warning that's in place. This is for the Cascades above 3,000 feet. This is going to expire at 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. 30 inches you see on there, I think that's a little bit aggressive for us, but what we are expecting is snow totals to be anywhere probably about a foot to a foot and a half. We could see some isolated areas up to about 2 feet of snow, which I already showed you. We've already seen a good chunk of that fall already, and we'll continue to see that mountain snow overnight tonight. All right, so now we move into the lowlands. This is starting up at 10 p.m. tonight, so Friday night, and it will continue for 24 hours. This is a winter weather advisory. So for all of these areas in that purple color, it goes all the way along the coast, down south into South Sound. Olympia is actually included in this one. It creeps into the Strait of Juan de Fuca. It goes up into the foothills through Puget Sound, and then it actually does include the western parts of Skagit and Whatcom counties into Bellingham as well. For that 24-hour span, we could see a little bit of snow, 1 to 2 inches at best, but at this point we're still going to hold on to those warmer temperatures. I showed you we're going to see highs in the 50s, or excuse me, the 40s for Saturday. So isolated higher totals are possible, but really I think what this is going to be and what everybody should be aware of is Saturday we could see some slick conditions out there because we are going to start to see some of those flurries falling. As far as accumulations are concerned, I think Sunday is the best shot at that. That's where this winter storm watch comes into play. This is going to start Saturday night, and this is going to continue through Monday morning for everywhere in this blue area. This is the time frame that I'm expecting to be our best shot at that accumulating low-level snow. Most areas will see about 1 to 2 inches, but we could see some isolated areas closer to 4 inches or so, give or take. So let's take a closer look at everybody included in that. It's going to be the western part of the Olympic Peninsula, so along the coast into the Strait of Juan de Fuca, heading toward Port Angeles as well, and then of course the southern coast into Aberdeen. As we take a closer look into areas east of Puget Sound that's included in this, it's going to be all the way from Eatonville, all the way up through I-90. This is going to be for the foothills, and then we'll take it up to the north a little bit through Highway 2. Looks like Snohomish is right on the edge of that into Gold Bar, and then we'll see it end right at the northern end of Snohomish County. But then we will pick it right back up around Orcas Island, around Bellingham as well. So that is going to be, those are the areas that we're going to see our best shot at those higher accumulating snow totals. Everywhere I just showed you is looking at anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of snow when this is all said and done. Okay, so let's take a look at the track. This is Friday evening. We'll keep most of the moisture and the snow over the Cascades. We've really started to taper off at this point. I showed you that widespread rain is done. It's just those lingering showers that are stuck behind. As we progress forward into overnight tonight, check out north of Seattle. What do you see there? That's that convergent zone. We know this well. This is the area that sees really higher rain and snow totals. And at this point, overnight tonight, it's going to try to start to snow around those areas. So we could see some wet snowflakes falling around our convergence zone overnight tonight, and then we'll continue to track that mountain snow. So it looks like Snohomish County could see some snow as early as Friday night into Saturday morning. This is a look at Saturday morning, 9:30 a.m. here, and yes, we could still continue to see some light flurries falling around the foothills. Looks like around Hood Canal we could see a couple flurries falling as well. As we head into our daytime hours, this is 3 p.m. here. I hope you notice around Puget Sound, see that green that kind of pops back in. When we head into our daytime hours and we see those temperatures warming up into our daytime hours, that is going to make it a lot harder to snow, obviously, with those temperatures in the 40s. So it's going to transition to more rain for the lowlands once again. So here's a look at those temperatures for tomorrow. We do see some areas that could see highs in the upper 30s, but most of us will see highs in the low 40s for tomorrow. But then here's a look at Saturday night. At this point, once the sun goes down on Saturday and we start to get that overnight cooling settling in, this is going to be when we're really going to open up that door for snow starting to potentially stick and accumulate for the lowlands. So we'll see some of it start to pop up Saturday night. Here's a look at Sunday morning. I think this is going to be one of our best shot at getting some of those accumulations, especially around the Seattle metro area and the lowlands of Puget Sound. So if you want to see some snow falling, wake up early Sunday morning, grab a hot drink, and sit and watch it fall. That will continue during the day on Sunday. But at this point, it's spotty showers. So this is a little bit harder to track as far as the exact locations, but everybody has a shot at those showers moving through. This is lunchtime on Sunday. What looks like at this point we'll see a couple pockets down south around the Olympia area, of course, continuing in the foothills, and we see some of that moving through the Strait of Juan de Fuca as well. Then we progress forward into Sunday evening. We're continuing to watch that rotation move through. We'll continue to see those possible snow flurries falling Sunday evening, and then of course into Monday morning as well. But at this point, that is when we're going to be drying things out. So it looks like the coast could see some snow Monday morning, but most of us around the Sound will be dry by that point. A few flurries could still fall, and we will still wake up to cold temperatures right around freezing Monday morning. So if we do have that lingering moisture, it does look like it will be falling more so as snow than anything else by Monday morning. We've talked about those accumulations. Let's take a closer look at that. By Sunday night, here's a look at what we're expecting for some accumulations. Most of us averaging around an inch of snow at best. Some areas not even getting to that threshold. But if you take a look down around Olympia, we could see about 2 inches of snow, 2 to 3 inches down south. Bellingham, thanks to that Fraser outflow, is going to see the potential for higher totals. That's probably going to be one of our areas where we see the highest snow totals for the lowlands. 4 to 5 inches is looking possible at this point. Over along the coast, it's a similar situation over there. I want to take you back to our 7-day forecast and show you that yes, once this is going to move through, we'll lose a lot of that moisture, so we could still see some flurries into next week coming and going, especially because temperatures will be cold. The warmest will be just above freezing for multiple days in a row. So even though we're saying goodbye to that snow potential and those accumulations, we still will hold on to cold temperatures heading our way, and those will really stay strong as we head into the first bit of February, which of course begins tomorrow. I will also point out that it has been an extremely dry January, so this final push for rain in the final day of January is incredibly good. It's beneficial. Of course, we're keeping an eye on pass travel, so if we have any pass impacts that you drivers need to be aware of, we will definitely let you know. But at this point, this moisture, this rain, this snow, this is beneficial. This is definitely something we need at this point in the winter because of how dry January was. So this is a welcome sight, as long as pass travel and avalanche danger is another thing we're talking about. As long as that stays calm, this grand scheme, big picture, is going to be beneficial winter moisture for us. The King 5 weather team will be bringing you updates all weekend long, so be sure to stay with us. We'll be doing these in-depth forecasts just like this all weekend long. Myself, Ashley Ruiz, Adam Claybon will be in all weekend, keeping you up to date on where the snow is heading this weekend.